told you that you can consistently sign high-ticket premium clients using LinkedIn? I'm talking $3,000, $5,000, or even $100,000. I know this because we've helped dozens of our clients to do this, adding an extra at least 10 to 50K per month in revenue in their businesses using LinkedIn without having to have a huge network or spending 24/7 on the platform. If you're a coach, consultant, corporate trainer, or professional services provider, and you're wanting to attract premium level clients, whether you have a B2B offer selling to organizations, or you're wanting to attract more high level professionals, I truly think that there's no better way to do this than with LinkedIn. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 7 unwritten rules when it comes to attracting premium clients using LinkedIn. So let's dive in. Rule number 1, package like a pro and charge like one too. It all starts with having a premium offer. If you want to attract premium buyers on the platform and premium clients, then having a premium offer just absolutely makes sense. Many of these buyers and decision makers out there aren't as sensitive when it comes to price, but they do expect you to show the value. And so what you're going to want to do is be very, very clear in your offer, the transformation, the results, and the outcomes that you get for your clients. There's a real disconnect if you are positioned like a pro and you go out there on LinkedIn and you try to attract some premium buyers, but if you don't have a premium offer, nothing else matters. It'd be like going to Rolex and buying a watch, and then over the counter they give you the watch wrapped in a plastic bag. It just doesn't add up. And so if you're wanting to attract more premium buyers on LinkedIn, the first place you need to look is making sure you have a premium offer that matches. Rule number 2, position yourself as the prize. If you're wanting to attract really premium clients, the less chasing you should do, right? When it comes to being able to attract premium buyers, the key word there is we want to actually attract them. So we want to make sure we're showing up in the right way and we're positioned in a way that pulls people towards us rather than us having to be pushed onto them. So the biggest mistake I see a lot of people making on LinkedIn is they just jump straight into someone's DM and they're focused on the pitch rather than how they're positioned. If you're attracting premium clients on the platform, they receive hundreds of messages from people doing this all day long. And so when you're actually able to position yourself as the prize, you show up and you lead with value instead of leading with a pitch, that's when you start to put yourself in a whole different category. It's kind of like if you're out shopping and the minute you walk into a store, the person that's on the floor of the store turns around and says, "Can I help you with anything?" And your immediate response is, "No, thank you. I'm just browsing." And so that's effectively what people are doing when they're going in with really hard, cold pitches on LinkedIn. So it's really important to make sure you're positioned before you even think about pitching. Rule number 3, when you create your super niche, you create super trust. And so what does this mean? Well, many of us have heard about niching down in our markets, but when it comes to working with premium clients, usually there's quite a specific problem that you're solving. There's quite a specific subset of your clients that you may have worked with before that can maybe afford you at a higher, more premium rate. Naturally, sometimes when we think about niching down and we think about getting more specific with our market, our first response is to freak out a little bit and worry that we're going to miss out on all the opportunity that's out there and available to us on LinkedIn. But what I've actually found is the opposite is true. When we build trust with our market and we get very, very super specific on who that is and the types of problems that we solve, then our trust and credibility accelerates exponentially. And it happens quite quickly as well. And so what tends to happen is rather than people feeling like you're just being generic and you're speaking to everyone and landing with no one, you end up speaking to just the right people at just the right time. That allows them to self-identify, raise their hand and say, "Hey, I think you can help. And let me reach out and let's have that conversation." So a really great example of this is Susan, who's a career coach we've worked with. Now, when she first came to us, she said, "I can coach anyone," right? Because naturally she was very good at what she did. And she works with a lot of people in their careers, all different industries. What actually happened was when she was putting out that message to the market, the right kind of clients weren't coming through for her. She had an idea in terms of the clients she really wanted to work with, but they weren't the ones reaching out to her. So what happened is when she got really specific and she focused on creating her super niche, so not just niching down, but going even deeper, she was able to actually articulate to the market that she works with mid to high level banking professionals that with at least 10 years of experience. They're the people that she loves working with. that, pay her on time, pay her the most. They're what she deems as her premium clients. And so when that actually happened, everything changed and everything started to flip. And each time that she's released her new coaching program into the market, she's created a wait list for the next cohort as well. So that's the power of really niching down beyond the niche, creating super trust with your market if you're wanting to attract more premium clients. Rule number 4. Your LinkedIn profile should do the heavy lifting. So a big mistake I see a lot of coaches, consultants, and business owners making is that they treat their profile like a resume. Now, if you're wanting to attract premium buyers, premium clients, they do their research. So they're going to spend, on average, around 6 seconds on your LinkedIn profile before they decide if they're going to click and have a look at a competitor or if they're going to stay and read more. And so what you want to do is you want to think about making the shift from where you've been to where you are now and where you're going. And you want to take your client on that journey with you. So the big picture here is to actually have your profile do the heavy lifting in terms of your potential premium clients being able to jump onto your LinkedIn profile and instantly feel like it is for them. So that's making sure that you're leading with your client first rather than yourself. So the big shift that happens is when you can actually articulate and speak to your premium buyer and their problems, their challenges, their aspirations, and their dreams. And you can do that in a way where they read it and they say, "This is me, I feel really understood." That's when you connect with them on a completely different level and you give yourself such an unfair advantage in the marketplace. And so that's when premium buyers really pay attention and they're able to reach out to you and ask more about working with you. Rule number 5, show before you sell. Premium level clients want evidence, okay? They're not after empty promises. And so many people can say they get results. Many people can claim that they get results in their market. Not as many people can really show it. So if you're able to show up and have social proof, share client stories, share the value and educate your market in a way that makes sense for them, particularly when it comes to stepping outside of your comfort zone perhaps and putting yourself out there on LinkedIn, sharing some content that is specific for your premium clients and the problems and the challenges that they're facing, then that's when you stand out above everybody else. So right now we have over 1 billion users on the LinkedIn platform and only 4% of those users are sharing content consistently. And consistently looks like every week. If you're able to do that and you're able to sell without selling through your content by simply showing and demonstrating and documenting the work that you're currently doing with your clients, the work that you've done with your clients before, and letting people in to feel connected with you as well is really, really important. So the more that you can show rather than directly trying to sell, the more attractive you'll become to premium clients in the market. Rule number 6, get proactive. Premium clients don't wait around. They're actively out there looking for solutions. If you're just sitting back behind the scenes and you're posting a little bit of content and maybe you're kind of, engaging here and there, or maybe not at all, it's going to take a long time. And so what you want to do is you actually want to speed up that process by getting proactive and having the right conversations with the right people. And so what that looks like, and the way I think about this, is if you think about any great sporting team that's out there. So let's just use basketball as an example. They'll have an offense and they'll have a defense side to their game. Now, some teams will be stronger at offense and some teams will be stronger at defense. But in order to win the game, they need to have both. So if you're wanting to attract more premium clients on LinkedIn, you need to have both. What that looks like is thinking about your defense strategy is your LinkedIn profile and your content. So you are positioned in the right way. People can come and find you and you're really searchable on the platform. So you want to make sure your profile's doing the heavy lifting, you're ranking really high in the search results, and your content is doing a lot of the showing, not just the selling, to attract those premium buyers. And where most people go wrong is they just leave it there. What I want to encourage you to do is also have your offense strategy that goes alongside this. And what that looks like is getting proactive in the direct messages with your target audience. Now, hear me when I say this. This is not about jumping into their inbox and giving them what I call a pitch slap. Okay, this is about having the right conversation at the right time and firstly identifying if they're the right kind of premium client for you and if they actually have the problem that you can solve, first and foremost. All right. And then when you have those conversations, you naturally are able to take them through that buyer's journey, work out whether it feels like a match or not to work together and go from there. So you need to be the one in the driver's seat and getting proactive to have the right conversations with the right people. Rule number 7, speak to the lurkers, not the likes. Here's the thing about premium clients on LinkedIn. They will typically be what I call LinkedIn lurkers. They will typically sit behind the scenes. They might not necessarily hit like or engage in a comment or repost what you're sharing on LinkedIn. However, they are watching and they are waiting. And that sounds kind of creepy. However, it's true, okay? They usually sit back. Many premium buyers and people that are out there on LinkedIn who have big budgets or have really high role titles or executive positions, typically they like to be a little bit more behind the scenes. And so what actually happens is they won't necessarily engage with you publicly, they will engage with you privately. So it's not about having to go viral on the platform. It's not about having to have thousands of likes or thousands of comments to get seen and feel validated and to actually have a really profitable business. In fact, if you're focused on that, you're probably focusing on the wrong things if you want to actually build real business results, so getting more premium clients. And a really great example of this is one of our clients, Melvin. It was about his 5th post on LinkedIn that he did. And I remember when he reached out and he said, "It's not working. I'm giving up. I don't think posting is for me." And I had a look at his post and, there was about 13 likes on there, a couple of different comments, and I didn't think it was too bad, but obviously gave him some ways that he could improve that post. And then it was 24 hours later and I got another message from Melvin and he said, "Cancel everything I've just told you. It did work. Here's what happened." And he went on to tell me that there was a CEO that had reached out to him through LinkedIn's private message function who didn't actually publicly engage on his post. So he didn't like it. He didn't comment. He just reached out to Melvin and said, "Hey, I just saw your recent post. It really resonated with me. I think it's worthwhile that we have a conversation." So they jumped on the phone. They naturally, had a few conversations to make sure that it was the right fit. And for Melvin, that ended up being a $300,000 consulting project. This is why it's really important to think about, where are my lurkers if you're wanting to attract premium clients, okay? It's not about looking popular on the platform or trying to go viral. It's actually about speaking to the right people who are waiting and watching. So they're the 7 unwritten rules for how you can start to attract premium clients on LinkedIn right now. So let's recap. Rule number 1, package like a pro and charge like one too. Rule number 2, position yourself as the prize. Rule number 3, when you create your super niche, you create super trust. Number 4, let your profile do the heavy lifting. Number 5, show before you consider selling. Number 6, get proactive with the right people. And number 7, make sure you speak to the lurkers and don't worry so much about the likes. Now, obviously, that was just a very quick overview of each one, and there's so many different nuances within each. Like they say, the devil is in the detail. So if you are someone that is serious about wanting to leverage LinkedIn to attract premium clients, and you're a coach, you're a consultant, corporate trainer, or professional services provider, then jump onto the link down below in the description, and I want you to book in a LinkedIn game plan session with myself or my team. So in this session, we'll have a look at your current situation and what's going on for you with LinkedIn and the activity that you're doing or maybe not doing. There's no judgment with us, and attract premium clients on LinkedIn so you can add an extra 10 to 50K per month into your business. Make sure to jump down and click on that link, and I look forward to talking with you soon.